Okay, I believe we're
And we
live
are
now.
live. So morning from me, morning from Simon.
Good morning.
Simon, there he is. So we're going to have a bit of a newbies walkthrough today. We're going to cover a few things. We're going to cover some qualifying bets for the Coral opening offer, because I know there's a lot of members out there that even after so long, they're still sitting on the fence about joining. So what we're going to do today, we are going to show you how easy it is to do match betting, how easy it is to do your first qualifying bets. Might even pretend we've got a free bet, which is where we make all our profit from at the start. Just doing the sign-up offers alone, they're worth about £600 plus at the moment. Once all your sign-up offers are done, one of the most commonly asked questions is, where do we go from here? Now I've done all the sign-up offers, and it's quite simple. You just go on to daily reloads. The reloads a month, if you just do the simple things, and that's just the simple bet and gets, they'll make you anywhere between £600 to £900 per month. If you had once you've been doing those a couple of 3 months, and you start adding in the more complex offers like casino, 2-ups, extra places, horse refunds, even though they're not that complex, I'll find them very, very easy. And we have done videos showing how easy they are. On a day like today, I think there's £50 up on offer on the horse refund, so you wouldn't need much luck today, just for five simple back and lay bets, to be walking away with a good £25 to £30 profit. But I'll be going over those hopefully towards the end of the broadcast, just to show you how easy they are. Are you finished now, Simon?
I have finished tinkering, and we're actually live on Facebook, which is nice.
Brilliant. What an achievement. We've done it after weeks of trying.
It's been confirmed. We're actually live on Facebook. I don't think you can ask questions via Facebook. If you do have any questions, I've also put a link on the main group for the YouTube channel. If you want to ask a question, feel free to go to the YouTube channel. If you've got an account with YouTube, and you can ask a question there, and we can answer that. So to start with, let's just go through a new offer, basically what to do when you start. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to present a screen, and we will go from there. Okay, so to start with, you'll start on the dashboard here. Ignore the total here, this profit here. This isn't my profit. This is just some random things I put in to help people when adding some offers in. I store my profits on a spreadsheet or spreadsheets separately. Okay, so to start with, what you'll do is you'll start from the sportsbook sign-up offers. If you've got a new account, like a trial account or a platinum account, you won't see things like the Outplay Pro and the Steam Chaser. These aren't necessary. They're really, really good for kind of more advanced members. Some people kind of go in and start with these, but they're really aimed at more advanced members. Place to start really is the sportsbook sign-up offers. Casino sign-ups are great, and casino reloads as well. Normally a bit later down the line, although, as I said, similar to Pro, some people like to start with casino offers as well. But let's just start with sportsbook sign-up offers. There's a nice welcome guide to start with. Obviously, work through these in order. With all of these, you've got a video. So this is Sam going through the principles of match betting. Really nice description of how it works, explanation of it, and also explanation of how it works here as well. Whenever you're doing one of these, make sure you watch the video and also have a look at the written information. So a bit more detail sometimes in the written information. And so that's the first thing to do. And there's like worked examples of how things work and how you actually make money from it. So with the sportsbook sign-up offers, as it says here, as long as you're following the instructions, even though you're betting on sports where you don't know what the outcome is going to be, it doesn't actually matter. As it says, as long as you follow the instructions, you can't lose money. And the reason is that you're going to back bet and lay bets. You're going to cover all the possible outcomes. which we'll have a look at with an actual example. Okay, so moving on from that one, after the basic idea, you've got an introduction to exchanges. So when you do match betting, betting exchanges are very important. Bookmakers are also very important as well. The bookmakers are where we actually make the profit from, because we get the free bets from those. But the betting exchange allow us to what we call lay the bets, which is to bet against the thing that we're backing, that we're betting on at the bookmaker. First thing to do then, when before you do any sort of opening of accounts of bookmakers, is you're going to open a matchbook account. To open a matchbook account, I explains how to do it. There's a link to sign up to matchbook. Now that hasn't worked for some reason. That needs sorting. That might be because I've already got an account with matchbook. So sign up to matchbook. If that was an issue that came up, you've ever see something that doesn't work, get in touch with customer support and we'll sort that. So I don't think that's an issue with this link here. I think it's because I've got an account already, but hard to say. Okay, so once you've got an account, what you're going to do is the next stage is to connect your matchbook account to your Outplayed account. And so down here, there's a button that says connect your matchbook account. So I already logged into my matchbook account, created the account. I've had it for a while. If I click on connect account, it says that Outplayed is requesting the following information, and you need to do this to be able to get Outplayed's tool, Outplayed's automatic to place bets on your behalf with a single click. You need to authorize this. It's not essential to do this. You could lay the bets manually on matchbook if you particularly didn't want to do this. All this is doing is it's allowing basically it's allowing Outplayed to place, cancel and update bets on your behalf, and includes when you're offline. So retrieve your first name, last name, country details, access your account balance and exposure details, so that it knows that it's possible to place a bet. You've got enough money there available to place your bet, and also to retrieve your betting records. And this is kind of to integrate it all together. So I'm just going to click on link account there, and it says it's done. Okay. There's another way to do it as well. You can go to here and you go to, if you have a problem with this, you go to my account on the top corner there, and you can see it. There's a disconnect there. If you had a problem with it, you could try disconnecting and connecting again. Okay. And again, link account. And you can see that it thinks about it. Well, it worked the first time. But that's how you would do it. I think I've upset it by linking and unlinking. So that should be linked. You can just check it's linked when we go through to the tools and go to the odds matching. And you can see there's a matchbook one here, exchange matchbook. It's going to go through to here. And if you have a button that says place lay bet, if I was to click on that, it would automatically place this lay bet. So all I need to do is go to Bet365, place the qualifying bet there, and then you can just click on place lay bet, and it automatically places it, lay bet there. It checks your balance, so it knows my balance there, and everything like that. So for this one, you wouldn't be able to place the lay bet because the liability would be too high. We'll talk about that in a moment. But that's how you link the accounts, basically. So the next thing to do is to go through to the first offer. So you've done the instruction, you've got your exchange account open, your matchbook exchange, and then we go through to the Coral offer. And the Coral offer is to bet £10 of your own cash, and you get 4 £10 free bets. It's a really nice offer. It's recently been upgraded. It used to be £30 of free bets. It's now £40, which is a really, really good offer. So it says guaranteed profit of £30. What that means is it's a guaranteed profit offer, which means that you, as long as you place your bets carefully and accurately, which isn't difficult to do, then you will lock in a profit of about £30 no matter what happens. Might be a little bit less than 30, could be more than 30, but that's kind of a ballpark figure. It's not saying you're guaranteed to make exactly £30, but it's a guaranteed profit offer where £30 is a good estimate of what you could expect to get. So look at all
Yeah,
the offer.
give it a pound. Give it a pound either way, and that's you're definitely gonna be around about that £30 mark.
Yeah, it all depends on the odds you take. So you might start with slightly lower odds to reduce this liability that we'll talk about. So again, you've got to open a Coral account. When you do match betting, you're going to need a bookmaker account. In this case, it's Coral, and you're also going to need the exchange account. So it says now you've got the matchbook account set up. Time to make an account with Coral. There's a link there to sign up to Coral. I don't need to. I already have a Coral account here. So there's my Coral account. So I've already done the sign up offer. So I can't actually do the sign up offer and place the bets for this. I won't qualify for anything. So as it says, Coral offer £40 in free bets to all new customers. In order to qualify for the free bet, you first need to place a £10 qualifying bet with real money. There's a little guide about how these odds work. So if you've done any betting in the past, or you've probably come across betting odds, this is the format. These fractional odds are the format that you'll normally see. So the 2 to 1, evens is 1 to 1. And what this means is that fractional odds of 2 to 1 means that for every £1 you stake, you make £2 in profit if the bet wins. You lose your stake if your bet loses at the bookmaker, and you win. You get with a cash bet, you get your stake back, and also £2. Let's say it's a £1 bet here. You'd stake £1, you'd get £2 in profit. So you'd actually get £3 back, which is your £1 stake back, and also £2 profit. Staking £10, you'd stake £10, and your profit would be £20 if the bet won. Now, what we actually look at in a match betting, decimal odds are much more useful. So one of the first things you do is you go to your account and settings in Coral, and you change the betting odds from fractional to decimal. Okay. And then you will have all of the bets, all of the odds in decimal, as we can see if I go to sports and then football. You can see, let's have a Premier League. You can see these decimal odds here. So it's not like 2 to 1. This would be 5 to 1. This would be 12 to 1. But it's actually in decimal odds, which is much more useful because the betting exchanges are also in decimal odds, and it's easy to enter them into calculators and things like that. So for all these reasons, we use decimal odds. So once you've done that, you deposit £10 into Coral. Always use a debit card when you're depositing. Certainly when you're doing your first deposit, you probably won't get you probably won't qualify for the offer if you use anything other than a debit card. So don't use things like PayPal. Later down the line, if you're doing reload offers, offers for existing customers, PayPal is often fine to use, but certainly not to start with. Always use a debit card to start with. And that's mainly, I think, so that the bookmakers have a little bit more confidence that they know who you are, because it's easier to verify your who you are if you use a debit card rather than PayPal. Right, next stage, qualifying bet. Now the odds matcher automatically brings in suitable bets here. So the odds need to be normally they have minimum odds, sometimes 1.5, sometimes 2. This is all factored in anyway here. So the thing to do is to find a bet. Which one would you go for here, Andy?
Let's have a look. For anything, I'd always go anything odds over 2, just to be on the safe side. I mean, most bookies, it's 1.5, but I'd always take something over 2, not exactly 2. I'd always go for something like 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, something like that. For an opening bet, I certainly wouldn't be taking anything with odds of 6, but I'd just be taking low, but not ultra low.
I mean, something like, also it's worth looking at what the bet's on. This isn't really mentioned to start with, but since we're talking about it, it makes sense to bring it up now. You're probably better to try to blend in. I mean, match betting is completely legal. It's important to say that. But the bookmakers don't particularly like it, obviously, because we are making profits from them, from their free bet offers. And so for that reason, it probably makes more sense to try to blend in as much as possible with what a regular gambler would be doing. Regular gamblers are more likely to be betting on this Blackburn versus Luton game in the English Championship. as opposed to the Belgian First Division, which is less well followed in the UK. Spanish La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, French League 1 as well. Those are all fairly well followed in the UK, but not as much as something like the Championship, and certainly not the Premier League. No Premier League showing up on here, so I would probably go for this. This also goes along with Andy's advice about going for odds above 2 here. And this is a good one to go for. So Blackburn versus Luton. If I select that, it tells you what to do. It says you need to go to Coral and place a £10 bet on Blackburn. Okay, so go to Coral. It automatically brings up the correct game. And it's you're betting on Blackburn, and that's Blackburn to win the game. So you can see loads of different odds. Don't worry about all these things at the moment. They will come in later at some point, but you really don't need to worry about that at the moment. But it tells you what to do. It says £10 bet on Blackburn. And so you can see match results, Blackburn Rovers. And there we go. It brings up a bet slip at the right. I just enter £10. Now I can't do this because I have only £6 in the account. I don't really use Coral anymore, so I just happen to have 6p in there from a free offer I was doing with them. So £10. If I had that money, you'd obviously need to deposit money into there, which you've done in a previous stage, and then you'd place your bet. Okay, so you place your £10 bet on Blackburn to win. If Blackburn do win, then you make your return will be £22. It's basically 10 times 2.2. It's the odds of 2.2 decimal odds times the stake is going to be your return. That's why it says estimated return of £22. Excuse me. So the £22 includes you getting your stake back. So you bet £10. If Blackburn win, then you get £10 back plus £12 of profit. So you get £22 back in total. Your profit will be £12 there. It won't be £22 because, as I said, £10 of that is just you getting your money back. So place your bet there. And the next thing to do is it tells you what your lay stake is, your lay bet. All you need to do then is you're going to bet. You bet on Blackburn to win at Coral. So we're not leaving anything to chance. We're going to bet against Blackburn at Matchbook Exchange. If I just click there. So let's say I've placed my £10 bet and it tells me that I need £12.35 in my Matchbook Exchange account. If I look at Matchbook, I've got £22.69. I'm fine. As it says here, it automatically, this is why you've linked up to Matchbook. It tells you you've got the balance there. So that's fine. Click on there. So I place my £10 back bet on Blackburn to win. Click on there and it'll place a £9.65 lay bet against Blackburn at Matchbook. So what it would do, it would automatically, if I just click on, if I go here, so I'm flicking between them, I'm going to search for this game here. I'm just going to type in Blackburn versus Luton, which is the same game. You check the game, Blackburn versus Luton. If you click on this button here, it automatically lays it. You don't need to find this. But because I don't want to place a lay bet there, because I don't have a back bet on that, I'm just going to show you what it would look like. Basically, what it does is it would put a bet in here with a stake of £9.65. So £9.65. And it says the liability is £12.35. So another way to do this, rather than placing that button, as I said, if you hadn't linked your accounts up, if it hadn't worked or you didn't want to link it up for any reason, you can just place your £10 back bet here. So place bet there, go over here, and then click on that ticket to place your lay bet. It's just quicker to do it with the integrated way, which is just clicking the button. And then you click on that, and it places the lay bet. Now, the £9.65 stake, it's a little bit confusing when you get to lay bets. The stake is actually what you win in profit if Blackburn don't win the game. So if Blackburn don't win, you win £9.65. You make £9.65 profit. When you place a lay bet, this liability is taken from your account. So my balance would go down from £22.69. It would go down by £12.35 when I place the lay bet. And the liability is temporarily taken away. If Blackburn do win, then you lose that liability of £12.35 permanently. But because Blackburn have won, you've lost £12.35 at Matchbook, but you'll have won, you'll have made a profit of £12 at Coral. So £12 up at Coral, £12.35 down at Matchbook. That's your 35 pence loss.
So, Ty, can I just interrupt there for a sec? Can I ask the most asked question?
Yeah.
What happens if it's a draw?
Thanks for asking that, Andy. It's the most common question, and people think it's an obvious thing to ask, and it's like, well, match betting breaks down because what happens if it's a draw? Okay, so the thing is, on Coral, you're betting on Blackburn to win. You'll only win your Coral bet if Blackburn win the game. If Blackburn don't win, if they draw or if they lose, then you lose your Coral bet. However, Matchbook, you're doing the opposite. You're kind of acting like the bookmaker. You're betting against Blackburn. If Blackburn win, as I said, you lose its liability. But if Blackburn don't win, you get this £12.35 back, and you also win your £9.65 stake. Now, the thing to realise is that Blackburn not winning means that either Luton can win or it can be a draw. So your bet against Blackburn covers Luton to win and the draw, as long as you're placing a lay bet, which is the pink one here. So as long as you back and lay the same outcome, you're backing Blackburn. If they win, you win your Coral bet and you lose this liability of £12.35. If Blackburn don't win, so if Luton win or it's a draw, you lose £10 at Coral. You get your £12.35 liability back. That brings your Matchbook account back to level. And then you also win £9.65 of profit. So you're £10 down at Coral and you're £9.65 up at Matchbook. So £9.65 minus your £10 is, again, it's a 35 pence loss. And you can see that's your loss here. So no matter what happens, you're going to lose 35 pence. Sometimes it's slightly different, a penny or two, depending on whether like Blackburn win or Blackburn don't win. But yeah, if it's a draw, you lose £10 at Coral and you gain £9.35, this lay stake at Matchbook. So you're 35 pence down. Now, the next question is, why would you do something where you're guaranteeing yourself a 35 pence loss? The reason is the qualifying bet is never to make a profit. There are a few offers where you'll make a profit sometimes from the qualifying bet, a slightly more advanced offer than this. But if you're doing a bet and get off, you're betting £10 to get £40 of free bet, you should always make a loss on your qualifying bet. And that's absolutely fine. You're losing 35 pence there. So once you've done that, the next stage is, I won't go through this in great detail, but the next stage is actually to make a profit from your free bet. This would be an ideal one. So the Manchester Derby, Manchester City versus Man United. Do this, the same process. So you place your qualifying bet. Coral will give you the £10, the free bets. 4 different £10 free bets. We're going to do each one on a different event. Okay, so first one here, let's say this is ideal for it. And we're going to place our free bet on the draw. So again, what you do, let's say you've done your qualifying bet. You don't need to wait for it to settle. You should get your 4 £10 free bets straight away. Go to Coral here and let's get rid of that. Always make sure your bet slip's empty before you add anything to it. As it says, your bet slip's empty. And here we've got different options, match result again, and it says to bet £10 free bet on the draw. Okay, so again, we're going to back and lay the draw. So if it is a draw, you win at Coral and you lose at Matchbook. If either of the Manchesters win, then you lose your Coral bet, but you win your lay bet because you bet against the draw and it wasn't a draw. Okay, so you'll always win one bet and lose the other one. Okay, whether or not it's a draw, somebody wins or the other team wins. Okay, so what we do is select that one. And I don't have any free bets here, but there would be a place to actually select your free bets. And again, there's a video that explains all of this. So it's explained how to get your free bet in the video as well. Okay, and then you do that, do the one £10 bet, and select free bet, place the bet, and then no matter what happens with this one, you're going to make a £7.20 profit. The reason you make profit from free bets is basically you don't lose any money on a free bet at the bookmaker if your bookmaker bet loses. So if you're betting on the draw here, if it's not a draw, then you've lost nothing at Coral, but you win your £7.20 lay stake here at the exchange. So you'll be £7.20 up. If Coral, if it is a draw, then let's have a look what happens. I'll put £10 in there. You're going to make a profit of £36 at the bookmaker, okay, which is 46 minus 10. With free bets, their stake not returned. You don't get your stake back, so you just get the profit. So you'd make £36 profit there, and at the exchange, you would lose your liability of £28.80. Okay, so £35 profit, £36 profit at Coral, £28.80 loss at Matchbook. The difference is £7.20. So again, you'd make £7.20 profit. So the free bet you make, if a free bet wins at the bookmaker, you will make more profit at the bookmaker than you lose at the exchange. But basically, all you need to do, go to Coral, select the free bet, select draw, place your free bet, and click to place your lay bet. Now, this is telling me at the moment I need £28.80 in Matchbook to place the bet to cover this liability. I've only got £22.69, so just deposit a little bit more money. I wouldn't deposit exactly £6.11. I'd deposit like £10 to cover it. You do need to have 1p more than the liability in Matchbook to actually place your lay bet. This, I think, covers it anyway. £6.11 should be fine, but I would deposit £10 anyway just to cover it. One reason is the odds can change, which can change very, very slightly. You can change how much money you need. So you do that. Once you've done that, that bet will make you £7.20. When the bets are settled, you'll either make a profit at the bookmaker or the exchange. Then you've done that. Next stage, repeat the process for the remaining bets by choosing another bet, which I can't do at the moment. I haven't placed the first bet. Stores all the bets into this, so it keeps a track of where you are as well. And you can also store them to a profit tracker as well. But that's it. A little bit, a lot of detail there, and I've been talking for too long. So hopefully that explains the process of a sign-up offer. And I'll pass you back to Andy.
Yeah, and doing those sign-up offers, that really does give you enough money to get you started in your match betting journey. I mean, there's countless bookmakers, 30, 40, 50. I don't know an accurate figure in my head because it's been 10 years since I did all my sign-up offers. But there are sign-up offers that pop up. I wouldn't say every week, but new bookies pop up every now and then. We have members that joined a few years ago and they ask, is it worth getting back involved? Are there any new bookmakers? And even if you've been out the game for a couple of years, there's plenty of new bookmakers on the scene and plenty of generous ones to boot. So that's where we'll look to get you started. And then it's just a case of moving you over onto the reload offers. And the way Simon's just showed you, backing and laying bets, it's no different with some of the bet and gets. I know Betano, I think they put a juicy one out yesterday. Bet 20, get 20. That wasn't to all members. It was to selected members. What I've often found is if you leave your account rather quiet for a couple of weeks, they'll try and entice you back in either with a free £5 bet, a £10 bet, £20 bet, whatever. I saw one. I saw one on Wednesday. Somebody hadn't used a Bet365 account for a couple of 3 months, and they'd left about 6p in there. And they sent me the screenshot through just to say, is this legit? And I think the offer they got was if you deposit £50 in, we'll give you £100 in bet credits. So £100 in free bets. So it was like, yeah, I wish I had that one, mate. But yeah, it's really they can be generous. One thing I've always said, but I don't say it enough. It's like all your accounts, even if you haven't used them for a couple of 3 months, it's as simple as if you just log into your accounts, leave them open for a couple of minutes and then log back out. That can be enough to trigger a free bet or an offer. It might be a deposit 10, get 10, deposit 20, get 20, but that can be enough to trigger an email come through. I know it's worked for plenty of members in the past, and I can't see any reason why it's not going to work in the future.
Yeah.
The bookies, they are devils. They do want your money, and they'll do anything they can to try and get you back gambling. So that's one of my little tricks that can. I won't say definitely will, but it can get you an offer coming through.
Yeah. One of the key things with match betting is a lot of the time when you talk to people about it and explain what you're doing, they say, "Well, you're just gambling," and but we're betting, but we're not really gambling, because gambling is taking a chance on the outcome. As I said, we're covering when you're doing like qualifying bets and free bets. You actually know, with that offer that we did, that I demonstrated, you know you're going to make a 35p loss on the qualifying bet. You know you're going to make £7.20 profit from the free bet. It doesn't matter whether the team wins, loses, or draws. When you sort of withdraw your money from Matchbook and Coral, at the end of the day, you're going to have lost 36p on the qualifying bet. You're going to have made £7.20 on that first free bet. You've got another 3 free bets as well. So you're looking at about, getting on for £30 of profit overall from that. So that's how it works. So it's betting, but not gambling. And it's also the same even if you go for things like casino offers. In the long term, although with a particular offer, with something like a casino offer, you will often make a loss on an offer, but the offers have got a value. They've got an expected value. Let's say you're wagering £10, and the expected value is £2. On average, you make £2 profit from it. You might lose £5. You might gain £25. On average, you're going to make that £2 profit. The more you do, the more your actual profits come in line with the expected value, the long-term expected value. So that's a bit more sort of further down the line. Also applies to things like some of the horse racing offers that Andy loves so much. Andy's big horse racing offers fan, and even ones where let's say you take a £1 qualifying loss, and you might get a £10 or a £20 free bet if your horse is second or third or something. Even though sometimes you'll make a loss, as long as you're getting decent odds, you're going to make profits in the long run from it. Very similar to sort of casino offers, but kind of a sort of very low risk casino offer, sort of similarity with that one. But yeah.
Yeah, if I could just mention the horse refund offers, because after extra places, which is a more advanced offer, we ain't going to talk about them today. But this is my second favourite offer. This is when I started 10 years ago. These were the first daily reloads that I really got my teeth into. So I'm going to just let me just copy this, and I'm going to pop this into the YouTube thread so everybody can have a look. Back to the StreamYard. So go back there. Okay, I've just posted that. This is going to show you all the refunds that are available today. And if I just go through them one by one, Paddy Power, and this is on ungubbed accounts. And this is on my account. This is £10. So if my horse finishes second, third, or fourth in any UK or Irish race where there's a minimum of 8 runners, they'll give me a £10 free bet. A £10 free bet if my horse comes second, third, or fourth. So I'll be backing £10 on a really close match on Paddy Power, just making sure there's eight runners or more in the race. Then if that horse comes second, third, or fourth, obviously I'm going to lay the horse as well. But if it comes second, third, or fourth, I win my lay stake back, and then I get a £10 free bet. And from that, I'll be looking to make anything from £7 to £8 profit. £8 is probably the top end, but I'd be happy with 7 for something that's taken me literally a minute, maybe 2 at the max to do. I'm quite happy taking £7 for 2 minutes work. We've also got Live Score Bet. They've got one on 13.50 at Cheltenham if your horse is second or third. Sky Bet, they've got exactly the same. Their difference is Sky Bet, they refund in cash. So with a bookie that refunds in cash, I would always say you can absorb a higher qualifying loss, as high as £2. Because they are refunded in cash, you've got no free bet to cash in. So it just makes things easier for you. Unibet, they also refund in cash, and they've got a refund on the same race again in the 13.50 at Cheltenham. And then Betfred, they've got two offers today, and one again on the 13.50 of Cheltenham. That seems to be the most popular race of the day, and also the 16.50 at Southwell. And that is if your horse just finishes second in that race. It's a little bit tighter, so I'd be looking for a really close match on that one. Maybe look for something with about a 50p qualifying loss. But you've only got to have one of these coming in every 15 or 16 races or so to make this offer profitable, and that it will happen a lot more times than it does. And I think when I used to keep track of my statistics, I think it was like even at the worst, it was about 50%. But like some days you could land every refund. And I'd always pick. People often ask, would you pick different horses to spread the risk? For me, you can, but for me, it was always the one with the lowest qualifying loss. But I'd never go for an outsider. I don't like backing an horse at 33 to 1 or 28 to 1, which is 34 and 29 decimal. I'd always look for a horse that was in the first 3 or 4 of the betting. So the first, second, third, fourth favourite, they're going to be the lower odds. They've certainly got more chance of winning, but they've certainly got the more chance of placing. And that's really all there is to it with horse free refunds. It's simply a case of a back, a lay bet. Can you bring up odds matchup, and we'll show you how to select them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is going to bring up some of the races that I've just mentioned. It might not bring up the Paddy Power one because that it does go out. It's not for everybody.
Do you want Match or do you want Match Catcher?
Sorry, Match Catcher. That's what I meant, mate. Match Catcher.
Okay, so yeah, Match Catcher is it's a special tool, odds matching tool, for horse racing offers. So all of these results here will be for races and bookmakers that have an offer on that particular race. Okay, so I'm going to filter it for Paddy Power, the bookmaker down here, Paddy Power. Just do that and it automatically filters it. And here we go. You can also filter it for races. Any particular race you'd like me to look at, Andy?
I haven't even looked at him yet. I have to get ready. I have to get ready for this morning's live.
So yeah, we've got different races there. You got so it tells you what the race is. The 105 Cork, and these ones. If you have a look at the actual offer, let's have a look at the offer as well. So guides, then reload offers, and I'm gonna have a look at the ITB horse racing refunds. And yes, so tells you what the ITV races are. So when you've got an ITV racing day, most of the offers tend to be on the ITV races. They're the ones that are televised on, surprisingly, ITV. And so here we go. Paddy Power, as it says, the money, the value of the free bet varies by customer. Horse finishes second, third, or fourth. Really, really nice offer. And it's any UK or Irish race. So take your pick. So there we go. So stake refund is a free bet. And find the offer in your promo slip and opt in. You must select the money back token in the bet slip and when placing your qualifying bet. Okay, and minimum runners of 8 as well. So go to the odds matcher, the match catcher. We can choose any UK or Irish race.
I've just
So
put a link
what?
to Simon. I've just put a link to Match Catcher in
Okay,
the thread. So if
perfect.
people want to look at it, if they didn't know it was there, there it is now.
Lovely. It's a really good tool. It just, I mean, you could use Odds Matcher. There are reasons for using Match Catcher over Odds Matcher for this. You could use Odds Matcher, and it would bring up the same horses. Match Catcher tends to be a quicker way of doing it, and it also automatically filters for the. It's focused on these particular offers, so it updates nice and quickly. You can focus just on Paddy Power. You could have a look at a certain race. Let's say you want to have a look at the 12 to 10 Cheltenham and see what's available there. Automatically filters for it. It's a really nice tool. So let's say we're going for the 10 past 12 at Cheltenham. Always check the time as well. I've had a quick glance. It's half an hour before this race. One thing with horse racing happens throughout the day. Don't get caught out betting like 2 minutes before the race, because the odds will be going around all over the place, especially when you're new. It can be tricky. So half an hour before is probably fine. Plenty of time. You don't want to get too much closer to the race though. So what would you be looking at here if it's a refund for second, third, and fourth place, Andy? What would be your pick?
Anything in the? I'm just trying to get a link for the video.
Okay.
That one. But what are the matches? Save me enlarging the screen. But what's the lowest odds we got there?
If I make this slightly bigger, let's have a look. Can I zoom in? Let's have a look. Zoom in. Oh, I did. Hang on. There we go. That's a bit bigger. Okay, so we've got. I mean, so Andy would, as you say, would look at the odds as well. You've got the top one here. The smallest qualifying loss is called That's Nice, and it's a 38 pence qualifying loss, and that will be on a £10 stake, I believe, probably. Okay, so yeah, I'll just put that up because I was zoomed in. I couldn't see it. So it's £10 stake, yeah. So that's a really small qualifying loss. When Andy was talking about a close match, what he means is the back odds and lay odds are fairly close to each other.
Yeah, that one I might swerve. That one looks like it's a dead cert. Now I know there's no such thing as a dead cert in horse racing, but if that's did you say that was Cheltenham?
Yeah, Cheltenham, 12-10 Cheltenham. Back odds are 1.615. So it's the odds-on favourite, and so that I'd swerve that one as well, to be honest, Andy. They'll often, even though they're the favourites, as Andy kind of jokingly said, they're not a dead cert, obviously, but they are they're more likely to win than any other horse. They're more likely to win than come anywhere else. So you might prefer to choose one of the horses at slightly higher odds that's more likely to come in one of the high places, like this one here, Country Mile, 6.5, or Wingmen. For these ones would be decent picks.
Yeah, Wingman sounds like the one I'd be going for.
Yeah. So
odds of 4. I think that's going to be more there or thereabouts. It's going to be up there.
Yeah.
And hopefully behind the favourite. When they've got a warm favourite or a hot favourite like that, then I'll avoid them. But if you've got, say, a horse that's 3-1 and it's the favourite, or say 4 decimal, then I'd be quite happy taking a bet on a favourite there, because that looks like a pretty open race. Whereas this race, the bookies are all pointing to saying that the low odds horse has got a very, very good to outstanding chance of taking first place in that one.
Yeah.
So Wingman would probably be the choice for me.
Yeah, so Wingman, even though the qualifying loss is a little bit higher than some of the other ones, about £1 higher than this one, you're more likely to get the refund from betting on Wingmen. So it's a better value bet in the long term, really. Some of the higher odds ones, 19, yeah, they could certainly win the race. They could come second, third, or fourth. Not a bad choice if it was a really good qualifying loss, but it's a little bit high odds, perhaps. More likely to come out of the places that are covered by the offer. So that's one of the offers. One of the races, 12:40 Cheltenham. You've got another one here. So this one here, really small qualifying loss, very, very small qualifying loss, 27p, and odds of 2. So it's got about 50-50 odds to win the race. Could be a decent shout for the refund offer. Another one, 2.1 here. how many horses are in this race. Don't think there are many. Always check how many horses there are. So you can check this. If in doubt, you can have a look. You can go to Paddy Power and have a look at the race, and you can see that there aren't enough horses in the race. So this would not be a good one to go for. So make sure that you check the terms. Minimum runners are 8. So make sure that you have 8 runners in the race. This one there aren't. That's why the odds are quite low for a couple of the horses. So do check that first before you place any bets. Check that you're going to qualify. Again, we can check the first race. Paddy Power, if I go to the 12:10 Cheltenham, and let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look at Wingmen and see if there are enough horses in the race. Nope. Okay, so you'd have to be more selective when choosing your bets. You'd have a look through here. Paddy Power's nice to navigate. You can have a look to see which race would be a good one to go for.
I think the 1350 should be the one. That's the one that Sky and Live Score are pointing at. So
yeah.
There's going to be enough runners in that one.
There are enough runners there, I believe. I don't think it tells you here how many runners there are. You have to count them up. I don't. It does. 14 runners. Normally they'll say. Matchbook will also say as well. So it's 1315 Cheltenham. There are different ways to search for it. 1315 doesn't work. So you can go to horse racing, and then you can pick the 1350 Cheltenham. So it's quite a nice layout there, and you can see again there are these horses here. So yeah. Right, so that's another way you can check how many horses there are. Have a look on the exchange. This one doesn't actually count it up for you, but I think some of them do.
What I did a while ago, I did actually do a video of me using what you see in front of you, using Match Catcher. I've just posted that in the YouTube thread. That's the way that I do the offers, and it's pretty simple. I've just posted the one for Sky and Paddy, but Live Score and Unibet. They're pretty much identical, how you find them and how you make profits from them. But would you be able to show us to do the lock-in method so you always make profit from them?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So one of the tools that we've got, loads of tools here, loads of odds matching tools. If you're new, don't get overwhelmed by these. They're here to help you should you need them. There are some sort of the main ones linked here. And other ones under advanced calculators. So this one's under advanced calculators, and what we're going to use is the racing refund calculator. And so this is for racing refund offers, as it sounds like it is. And so this one is Paddy Power, and the offer, let's check this, it's the trigger. What you need to trigger the free bet is if your horse finishes second, third, or fourth. And so go to racing refund calculator. Click on second, third, and fourth place. And there's a full guide here in a forum post. So what we can do is we can find a bet on. I'm going to look at the 1315, 115 race, and look at Match Catcher again, which is let's see, Match Catcher. There we go. And so put the filters back on again. I'm going to filter for the 1315, and I'm going to filter for Paddy Power. You don't need to do anything like click to confirm. It just automatically puts them on. Decent one here. This one, To Chase a Dream, is a decent choice. So I'm going to go for this horse. So back odds are 6. Now with this, because we're using a different calculator, if you were just using Andy's suggested method, which is going to give the most profit in the long term, but it doesn't lock in a profit, then you could just go to the calculator here. It opens up the calculator. It tells you what to back and lay it, and then hope that To Chase a Dream finishes second, third, or fourth. If your horse wins or comes 5th or below, then you just take the qualifying loss of £1.18. Doing it this way, doing Andy's method, you'll only make a profit if To Chase a Dream finishes second, third, or fourth. In which case you'll lose £1.18 to start with, but you'll get a £10 free bet. And then you can make a profit of around £8, so £7 to £8 profit on that. So we're going to do something slightly different. I'm going to show you how to do something slightly different. Just go to copy these odds across to the calculator. So I'm going to move that tab across. I know where I am. Back odds are 6 and lay odds. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter it for matchbook, just so you can see this. So slightly different horse coming up here is Reckless Eric. So 5.5 at the back odds. So the stake is £10. Let's say, as Andy says, as the offer says, it varies how much you're going to get depending on the account owner, basically. Back odds are 5.5. Now, lay commission for this will be, it's going to be 0% if you go through our, if you have matchbook, 0% commission through us, which is a really, really good way to make more profits in the long term. Bonus amount is £10, and just to check, it is a free bet, I believe.
Yeah, it is, Paddy.
Yeah, lovely. So free bet, and so with a free bet, the bonus retention here is basically saying what you expect to make from the free bet. So if you think you can make 80% from your £10 free bet, which you generally can, then set it to 80%. So 80% of the free bet would be making locking in a profit of £8 from your £10 bet, which is from experience definitely achievable with Paddy Power. If you wanted to be a bit more conservative, you could enter something like 75, 70%. It will lower the lock-in profit that you can get. So the win lay odds are here, 6.4 here. So we're going to enter 6.4 lay odds there. 6.4. Lay commission is 0% because it's on matchbook. I have 0% commission through outplayed. And then there's the 4-place lay odds. So what we're going to do, we're going to find this race on matchbook, which is here. Okay, so the win odds, you can see it's Reckless Eric. They've changed a little bit. I'm going to leave them at 6.4, so I'm not constantly fiddling around with them. What you would do is you would, I'll change them. Go in here, and I'll change them to 6.6. You're going to lay the horse to win, but you're also going to lay them on the 4-place market. We've selected the 2nd, 3rd, 4th place. We're going to lay the 4-place market because we're covering 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If it was a 2nd and 3rd place refund, you'd lay the horse to win and also lay the horse in the 3-place market. Sometimes you just get a 2nd place offer. You get a free bet.
Which is Bedford for today. Bedford have got two races with the 2nd place offers.
So you could try. The more places are covered, as long as the odds are decent, the better the offer is, basically. So 4-place lay odds, and the 4-place market here on matchbook, you've got the win market, you've got the 3-place market, the 4-place market. Ignore the reverse forecast. So place 4, and we're looking at Reckless Eric, and the lay odds are the pink odds here, 2.02. So 2.02 are the lay odds. Okay, so this is just the first horse I found, and you can sometimes do better if you have a look around for different horses, but this shows what you would do, and it shows you can lock in a profit. So this tells you exactly what you need to do. You'd go and you'd place your back bet on Reckless Eddie to win the race. Reckless Eddie, so you'd select Reckless Eddie here, 5.5, place your £10 bet there, and then you'd place 2 bets. So you place a lay bet of £7.12. I'll copy that. So £7.12 in the win market, which is this. So the first thing I'd do is I'd go there. I've got 6.6 odds. I'm going to leave it at 6.6. A little bit more complicated, but the reason being there's only £5 available there. There's £9 to cover the stake. Let's stick it with 6.4. So this is what can happen. The odds can change sometimes. So 6.4 locks in more profit there. So £7.34. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put that in there like that. And then I would click on that to lay. I'm not going to lay it because I don't have the horse backed. I'd just be risking losing £39.64, which I don't really want to do. So so you'd lay that one, tick that to lay it, and the next thing you do then is you go to the place 4 market, and you go back to the calculator here, and you lay £3.96. Copy that, and you lay that against Reckless Eric, 2.02. I'll just check the odds. 2.02. and you place that lay bet. Tick that, and you've placed that lay bet. Now, what this does basically is your overall profit will be at least £1.30, and this is whether Reckless Eric, the horse you're betting on, either wins the race, comes second, third, or fourth, or comes fifth or below. So no matter what happens, you'll make at least £1.30 profit. It might be more, depending on, it could be a few pence out, a few pence more than that, depending on whether the horse wins, places second, third, or fourth, or finishes out of the places. There you go. That's how it works. So another way to lock in profit like that. So some people would like to say, well, I want to guarantee I'm going to make £1.30 profit from a nice profit from an offer, not too difficult to do. It takes longer to talk about than actually to do it.
Yeah.
But there you go. And you can also, if you're not happy with that profit, you can find something with closer back and lay odds. And also the place lay odds are important as well. So let's say you found a horse that had the same back and lay odds, but the place lay odds were 1.9. So you're making more profit because the lay odds are lower, which is better for lay odds. So that's how that works.
Yeah, but like we were saying earlier, those horse refunds, there's 5 on today. So I think the worst case scenario, that one was returning 160, was it, or was it 130?
Oh, 130 with the
130. So with those, you could easily be making, just by locking in profit, you're going to be making almost £7, which don't sound like a great deal of money in the grand scheme of things. But if you times that by, God, how many ITV racing days do we have a year? It's even if we say there's only two a week, which there's more of when you put in all the festivals, you'll be looking at £700 profit just by doing that. And when you start using that number, it then starts to become big numbers. People often ask us, is it worth doing an offer that's only going to make me £1? For me, yeah, because if I can make £1 a day for a minute's work over a year, that's £365. If I do that, if I can do that twice, that's over 700. If I can do that over 3 times, that's over £1,000. And people do ask, it's like, where do people get all these profits from? And when people post up saying they've joined the 1K club, the 3K club, the 5K club, and it's simply just by doing as many offers as you can. I mean, we don't expect you to be sitting at a computer 8 hours a day, but once you get up to speed, doing a simple back and lay bet, how long would it take you, Simon, you reckon? Worst case scenario?
Yeah, you find the offer, you use the odds matcher to find it. You've done the qualifying bet, the free bet, probably within 5 minutes. You've done that. Even quicker, depending on the offer, you might spend a minute or two doing it. But yeah, it's you do get a lot quicker with it as well. Especially when you've already got your account set up, you've got money in them, you've got money in the exchange. You don't need to keep depositing money in them. If it's an account you use quite a lot, let's say you've got Paddy Power, you've got money in there, like £50 in there, you go straight in, place your back and lay bet, and you're sorted. And then you do the same with a free bet. So yeah, you can do it within a couple of minutes. Sometimes a little bit longer. Worth going, because it's as a newbies walk, it's worth going through where you kind of go after the coral offer. Just a little bit of a insight into the long-term profitability. And he's gone through really nicely one particular aspect of it, which is horse racing refunds. Also got loads of different ways. So once you've done your coral offer, let's go back to the sportsbook sign-up offers. And in fact, if I go to the dashboard, let's see, sportsbook sign-up offers. Yeah, so you actually got the estimated value here. This is the estimated value of all of the offers, which is over £1,000. One thing to bear in mind: some of these offers will be Ireland only, and some of them will be UK only. So you won't be able to make that much money. But it's probably around £700-800, I think, if you exclude if you're Irish, or you can only do Irish offers, or in the UK and only do UK offers. I think for each one it's about sort of £700-800 in total, and that's guaranteed profit offers. So there's the Coral offer. You've got Sky Bet. They've got a £40 offer. Scanning through other really useful things, how to get support. If you want support, there's amazing support you can get from the support team, all very experienced match bettors, and loads of different ways to contact us. And you've got Ladbrokes. There's a refer a friend scheme, which you can have a look at. There's Virgin Bet. These are like £20, £30, and you can see the guaranteed profit, or the estimate for the guaranteed profit there is just, you can see where all the money comes from. That's only £7.50, but that's only £7, and that's £40, that's £7.50. It really does add up, and to literally hundreds and thousands, hundreds and not hundreds of thousands, hundreds or thousands of pounds profit. And there are loads of them. So these are all the different offers here. It brings in bonus lock-in calculators and different things at some point. If you have an unmatched bet, there's a guide for it there, and finding in-play bets. Not something to get overburdened with thinking, oh, I need to learn all these things. Just cross that bridge when you come to it. To start with,
take it easy.
To get offers. You'll come to the other ones later. The forum's great as well. So if you go to the forum, there's Facebook pages as well. Loads of advice you can get. So forum, let's say you're doing a sports sign-up offer and you have a question about an offer. Let's have a look. So there are loads of posts about it and questions about this, including replies from moderators, administrators. That happens to be me. So we've got different replies. People ask questions. You can tag administrators and moderators, and you can get Match Ready Expert to help you out. Also, the regular users on the forum are really helpful as well, and very happy and generous with sharing their knowledge. Same as on the Facebook groups as well. So yeah, that's the sign up offers. Andy talked a little bit about the reload offers. I'll just go back to here, and then you've got flicking around all over the place. Reload offers here, and there's a nice guide transitioning to reload offers. Reload offer is just a bit of jargon, really. All it means is a reload offer is an offer if you're already a customer of a bookmaker or a casino. So it's an offer that isn't a sign-up offer. We've got a nice top sports reloads of the day section. Tells you all the best ones for the day. This is just the top offers for the day. There'll be new ones tomorrow. Some of these might be available for a week. Some of them might be just today. But they're always being replaced with new offers. And you've got a list, an even bigger list if you go for the ones that aren't just the focused top offers of the day. So well worth still going through all these. There are many offers. Some of these will be casino offers, but you can do things like a filter. Let's say you've got platinum membership. You won't be able to see any of the casino offers. Absolutely fine. There's loads of profit to be made from the sportsbook sign up and reload offers. Casino offers just adds a new avenue of profits when you want to sort of take part in that. To start with, I'd say it's probably worth sticking with sports for the moment. But you can see, even just with the sports reload offers, there are loads and loads of offers there. And you can do sometimes many different offers from the same bookmaker. So although it's bet £40 to get a £5 free bet, you can make a guaranteed £3 profit from it. And that's because you're not risking that £40 to get a £5 free bet. You're going to back and lay that £40 on snooker for, let's say, a £2 maybe £1 qualifying loss. And then you're going to get your £5 free bet, which is worth about £4, which is where this profit comes from, this guaranteed profit of around £3. But it just adds up and up. And you can see estimated value just for today's offers. As I say, some of them will be available for a week. You won't necessarily get £507 of new offers every day, but that is an estimate of the offers available at the moment if you did all of them. But it doesn't include any offers like the ones that Andy was talking about with the refund of your horse's second, third, or fourth, because they're not guaranteed profit offers. Although you can lock in a profit, they're not included in this. So in addition to this value here, you've got all the offers like betting on a horse and getting a free bet if they're second, for example, or second to the starting price favourite, which you can't lock in a profit on that particular one. But So yeah, there's loads and loads of profit available, and this is where the long-term profits come from. Once you've done that, if you can move on to things like readout offers. Later down the line, you can look at things like pro membership for other ways to make profits as well. So there's loads of long-term sort of profitability from match betting, casino offers, and other sorts of advantage play, sort of value betting.
Yeah, I'd always say never think this is a way of making a quick buck. If you stick at it, you can keep on making those bucks and bucks and bucks and more bucks. Because, like I say, I've been here 10 years, and I know there's at least one member in the group who was here from the very, very start, and he's still at it. So it is that these big amounts, they are achievable long term. As Simon mentioned a couple of minutes ago, if you ever get stuck, the support team, they're always on hand, waiting to help. You can always get hold of them live chat. If you've got a problem that needs screenshots, I'd probably say jump onto live chat. If it's something a bit more general, you can always email in. You've got the choice of me and or Oz on Facebook. You can come and talk to us on Facebook. But Simon, if you had one tip for a newbie, what would it be? Because I know what mine is.
My main tip that I can think of top of my head is read the guides. Make sure you read the guides. Make sure you understand what you're doing before placing any bets. The last thing you want to do to start with is make a silly mistake because you haven't done something correct. So I'd say kind of read the guides. Take your time to start with and learn what you're doing. Andy's might be a different one.
No, mine is actually read the guides twice because you will miss something. I was the same when I started. I was like a bull in a china shop. I was like, I want to make all this money, but just slow down, read through a guide twice, and make sure you understand the offer completely, like the horse racing offers. We do helpful videos to show you how to do them. For the first couple of times, guys, just watch the video twice. You might have missed something. You might have missed a really important nugget of information. So I'd say watch them twice till you get used to them. And that is probably the best tip I could ever give you.
Yeah, the guides are fantastic, and they have been refined. They were very good when I started, but they're a lot better now than they were. So even better now than they were. Really have been refined by the office team, and the tools have been improved as well. So it's improved a lot and makes it a lot easier, especially with the integrated betting and things like that. So yeah, but don't feel that you're on your own with this, because you're not. If you've got any questions at all, as Andy says, reach out to the customer support team, join one of the Facebook groups. We've got a Newbies group and the main group as well. You can go join either of those ones and ask questions there. Again, you've got moderators and you've got the fantastic admin staff, Andy, Oz, who are on hand to help out with any questions you've got as well. And also the Facebook group users as well are fantastic, very generous with their time and sharing their expertise and knowledge and experience as well.
Yeah, never think a question's too stupid, because you'll probably be asking a question. I asked myself years ago. Some things they might not automatically slot in. So always don't be afraid of asking questions. No question's a stupid question. Just feel free to ask away. If you're unsure about anything, always ask. And I can't remember the last time I had a question where it was a new question. Can you?
No, we've pretty much heard everything. Occasionally we get one, but we do get a new one. Just like, that's an interesting one. I've not heard that before. But yeah, they tend to be versions of other questions we've had in the past. Yeah, so
like the old, what happens if it's a draw?
It does happen if it's a draw. You're fine. As long as you back and lay the same outcome. You back Arsenal to win, you bet against Arsenal. That covers the draw and covers the opposition winning. You bet on Flash Andy, the horse, to win, let's say in one of the races. I might have made that horse up. I like the name though. So Flash Andy to win. If you bet on that horse, you place a bet against Flash Andy at the exchange. Then, if your horse wins, you win the bookmaker bet, lose the exchange bet. If your horse doesn't win, comes any place other than first, you lose your bookmaker bet, you win your lay bet. So you're always covered because you're betting on and against the same outcome. Qualifying bets, you just make a qualifying loss, but you make a much bigger profit from your free bet. That's basically how it works, match betting, and rinse and repeat, as the saying goes.
That's it. Just rinse, repeat. Keep on banking those bookie dollars, and I'll see you all in the Bahamas shortly.
Pina colada in hand, I'm sure.
So I think that's it from us today. If you're not watching this now, while it's going out live, we are going to put this out on repeat. If you've missed the first 20 or 30 minutes, I will pin this up in both the Facebook groups. If you got a question to ask, you can ask in the Facebook groups as well. We will be answering any questions you've got in there. But for now, it's goodbye from me. So, ta-ra.
And it's goodbye from me. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest
See you later, people. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.